Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. Today's story is all about one person's epic battle with relentless solicitation texts, calls from collectors, and one mysterious Donna who kept giving out their number. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. How I dealt with Donna's wrong number fiasco. So this started about a year ago with a campaign solicitation text saying, "Hi Donna," fake name, I have a few friends named Karen and they're the nicest ladies you'd ever meet. This is the headquarters of Candidate X. I'm running for county name and office. Can we count on your vote? I would text back that they had the wrong number and get an apologetic response with a promise to remove my number, but I continued to get political as well as real estate solicitations. "Hi Donna, I'm with XYZ Realtors. I was wondering if you were looking to sell your property at 123 Main Street. On top of that, I started getting calls from collection agents trying to reach Donna. No matter how many times I said they had a wrong number, they kept calling. Now, these text numbers, based on their area code, originated in the opposite end of the country where I live. With just a first name, a partial address, and an area code from that region, I went online to do a reverse address lookup. I found a site where if I typed in the start of an address, it brought up a pick list with possible combinations for the house number and street names. I found an address that was in a town that was part of the area code where the text come from. Sure enough, the information pulled up Donna's full name, her full address, and cell phone number, so I sent her the following text. "Hello Donna, you don't know me, but you apparently know my number. Please stop giving it out to solicitors, collection companies, and campaigners. Thanks to online research, I have your name, address, and phone number, so I will say it again, stop giving out my number." I don't know if this emboldened her because the text kept coming, so I simply forwarded them to her and texted, "Whenever I get a solicitation in your name, I'm going to forward them to you." In addition, I text solicitors back and provide them with Donna's correct cell number. I've not received a solicitation text since. As for the collectors, I have an app on my phone that converts text to speech so that I don't have to talk directly with robocallers and the like. Since I can preload text replies, I created one regarding Donna. So whenever I got a collection call looking for Donna, I provided this automated response: "You have the wrong number. This person, Donna X, has been giving out my phone number to deflect collectors from contacting her. I don't know her or even live in her state, but I managed to get some information about her thanks to some online research. Her correct phone number is XXX. The collection calls have since stopped as well. So Redditors, was I wrong to contact Donna and put her on alert? Or should I just have discreetly passed her number off to those trying to reach her?" Honestly, Donna brought this on herself. If she's been dodging collectors or spamming fake numbers to campaigners and solicitors, she probably thought she'd never face consequences. You did her a favor by giving her a chance to fix it. Forwarding the text to her and redirecting the collectors was a fair way to handle it. It's not like you spread her info randomly, you just corrected her mistakes. Also, having her real number might have saved you from more grief in the long run. It's one thing to get a stray call, but the sheer volume of messages and collectors clearly meant Donna's habit was a repeat offense. And our second story. The test drive that made me reconsider my career in car sales. I work in car sales. My least favorite part about it is test driving with customers. And this is the tale of why I'm absolutely right to fear for my life every single time. Our story starts on a sunny afternoon one pandemic ago with a couple coming in to look at cars for the guy's grandma. They choose one they like and want to buy, and we schedule a test drive for the next day. Just as they're leaving, the guy tells me this is supposed to be a test. Grandma isn't comfortable driving her van anymore, so she'll either get something smaller or give up driving altogether. Honestly, my story should end right here, but I kept thinking it can't possibly be that bad. It would actually be even worse. The next day rolls around and Grandma and son show up together, insultingly late of course, and we get the paperwork sorted. Since they're two people, we have to drive twice. The son goes first. His driving is awful, but at least he keeps the car intact. Don't be fooled, though. I still feared for my life because he kept looking at things with his face. This is a secret most car manufacturers don't want you to know, but you can actually observe buttons with only your eyes. Touching them with your nose is not required in most newer models. We get back to the dealership, he parks, and upon leaving the car, he tells me they'll go and check on his son, whom they left in their car, unattended, the whole time, in the middle of summer, at the ripe old age of 2. So I awkwardly wait around for them to return from accepting the Parent of the Year award, not yet knowing what kind of treat I'm in for next. It's Grandma's turn to drive now. Can she drive a manual? Yes. Does she need help? No. Does she have any questions before we start? Yes. What is the clutch and how do I use it? I want to scream. I look around helplessly, staring into our CCTV cameras as if they were some kind of vehicular deity looking down upon me with their cold black eyes, pleading for mercy for someone to end my suffering. My prayers go unheard. I have to fight this battle alone. So I carefully extract the remaining bits of patience out of my cells and find myself in the role of an aging driving instructor, hardened with the years. My wife left me long ago. It's a thankless job. And when she finally thinks she's ready, Grandma releases the clutch for the first time, making the engine scream in pain as we inch away from our parking spot. Off we go, hitting the curb on our way out, but we're moving. We have a designated, tried and tested test driving route. Grandma needs directions every 3.78 seconds. What do? You go straight. And now, you keep following the road. And now, you keep going straight and then turn right at the intersection. Now, no, at the intersection. Now, no, at the intersection that's coming up. Now, no. Now, yes, turn right now. I slowly start to lose my mind and question every single one of my life choices. Maybe I could be sitting in the wilderness somewhere right now, getting mauled by a bear. It certainly would be less painful. Soon our odyssey leads us into a curve under a bridge, a very dangerous spot to stop in, because you can't look around the corner, so if someone was to stop in said corner, you'd run into them. Grandma stops in the corner. In the middle of the road, it's just us, the poor car, and an unforgivingly sunny day. I ask her to please move out of the way of destruction at least. She says she can't. She needs to test the gears now. So we sit in our corner, putting in every single gear once because Grandma can't tell which gear it's in and has to keep looking down instead of focusing on the road. Is it rude to suggest an automatic? Just a few meters later, Grandma pulls over again and lets her son drive because there's a big intersection coming up and she can't do it. Is it rude to suggest giving up driving now? We finally make it back to the dealership. 15 minutes can change a person. I know that now. One last, we brought the car back without huge losses signature and we're done. Silence, expectations, what happens next? We'll call you. 1.5 years later, and I'm starting to suspect they might never call. Is Grandma still allowed to drive? Did their child survive? I'll never know. But I sure am grateful I lived to tell the tale. Oh wow, this sounds like one of those how am I still alive stories that gets passed down at family dinners. Grandma's test was not just for her driving, but also for your patience, survival instincts, and ability to maintain composure while questioning all your life choices. From the son's creative button inspection technique to leaving a toddler in the car like it's the 1950s, seriously? This was doomed before it ever began. And our last story. Lake access dilemma with my new neighbors. I purchased an estate property. By the time the owners passed, they hadn't lived on site for almost a decade. This property's wooded with lake access from the back of the lot and was overgrown. Because of the woods and the distance between lots, I didn't expect to see my neighbors, but at first I had people stopping by telling me how great it was I was cleaning up and renovating the property. I work from home, so it was nice to meet the people living nearby. So all fine until the last steps, pouring a concrete pad for my van and finishing the fencing. I hadn't moved in yet, but once the extra driveway and pad were added, I parked my van. When I returned for the final move-in, there was a massive gouge down the length of it, as if someone had squeezed another vehicle by or dragged something else large by it. Anyway, moved myself and my dog in, and because of the dog and the incident with the van, I closed my gates. In doing so, I closed access to the lake through my property. I learned immediately the neighbors have been using my driveway to get to the water for a while, as the old owners were either never here or didn't care. I started getting notes and knocks on the door about the problem I caused. I don't mind the occasional neighborhood kid knocking, but this was nonstop, 3 to 4 groups a day, and they were not always polite. I was asked to move my van and vehicles so people could back boats down the drive. I'm now assuming that's how my van got gouged. I explained the dog and reasons for having a fence, but have been met with criticism that I'm changing how things have always worked around here. Last straw was people opening the gate on their own and then getting upset my dog was loose. I acted by putting up a no trespassing sign, a sign indicating a dog on site, cameras, locks, and an intercom by my door so when people ring, I can tell them I'm working and not have to come down to the door. Even though the summer season's over, I'm still getting notes and voicemails telling me that access to the lake is grandfathered in, as the previous owners allowed it, and it's been going on forever. These are coming from 2 houses, a woman in her 50s and a couple about the same age, who claim they represent the Homeowners Association, although when I purchased there wasn't a single thing about neighborhood covenants or an actual organized homeowners association. Sometimes the communication takes on a more formal approach. Other times, it's informing me how bad of a person I am for ruining the neighborhood. My attorney assures me this neighborhood proclaimed easement is absolutely not a thing. He's done the legwork. But these are people I'll presumably be living nearby for a long time, and I'd prefer to be cordial. It's wild how some neighbors mistake kindness for entitlement. OP cleaned up the property, yet people treat it like public land. Without a legal easement, there's no grandfathered access. A polite but firm note might help, like, I understand past access, but I've secured my property for personal reasons. There's no legal easement and this decision is final. I hope we can all respect each other as neighbors. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.